Yo guys, what is up? This is J Smooth HD here coming to you with another video today. And today we're going to get into the 2K19 realm of things. I kind of just wanted to talk about the quote unquote best builds or the most OP builds in the game in my opinion. So hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. If you guys are new, make sure you guys subscribe. Also hit that like button, turn on notifications, and check out your boy as well. I do stream on Twitch, so all that information will be in my description below, so make sure y'all check that out. So getting into it, everybody always asks, like, they come in the stream, they're like, hey yo, what's the best build? Or everybody wants to have the quote unquote most OP build in the game. And so from my take of things this year, defense, as we already know, and this is what the second week in it, defense, as we know, it's extremely OP this year. It is very, very easy to get steals and easier to stop your opponents from doing what they want to do compared to 2K17 and 18, especially 18. So, I haven't seen much of it, but I would really think that having a lockdown defender at the three, the small forward position would be very, very like that's a very good build in my opinion. Or a lockdown sharp, a two way, any two way of some sorts. I would not have that two way at point guard though. Personally, for me, I would not have any type of defensive guard at the point guard position. Maybe a lockdown sharp, but that's the only thing I would give at that point guard position. I think two ways will be better at the three or the four, even the five, because they can not only guard multiple positions, but they can also rebound um, and create for others, and they can also then score. It'd be easier for them to score as being 6'8" rather than 6'3" or 6'4". So I would think a lockdown would be like really big. I haven't seen much lockdowns this year. I would think that this year more players would have lockdowns, but of course they don't. Um, Another build uh, is the playmaking shot creator. I'm a playmaking shot creator myself. Point guard playmaking shot creator. Playmaking shot creators before they patch up the game, which they're putting a patch in actually tomorrow. So it's going to kind of actually nerf the play shot creators. But at first, the play shot creators are very, very OP. They shot crazy from the 3 point line, especially off dribble. Um, that the Steph Curry moving shot is basically the shot you want to have as a point guard or as a playmaking shot creator this year, because that is very, very OP until they patch it tomorrow. Um, but playmaking shot creators are very, very OP, especially with their badges. They can get if you have a play if you're a shot creator, if you're a primary shot creator and your secondary is playmaking, then you have all gold. But if it's vice versa, then you'll have more Hall of Fame badges but less gold. But they have silver limitless range. I believe it's silver or bronze limitless range, one or the other. Limitless range, deep range dead eye, corner specialist, catch and shoot, and then difficult shots. Tyler score. They have a lot in shooting badges compared to 18, where 18 they only had corner specialists and catch and shoot. So shot creators this year, in my opinion, because I mean I'm a shot creator myself, was something that's very OP. Um, they can really do a lot. They can shoot, which is really, really difficult to guard if you make the right build for it and you know how to use your player. But that's like the main thing of everything. You can have your player whatever you want it to be, but if you don't really know how to use your build, it kind of like defeats the purpose, and you're not going to be as successful as you want to be with it. Um, I think stretch fours are still OP. They are just absolutely they hit contested shots. They're going to nerf. So what's going to be in the patch tomorrow is going to be I think it was contested shots. They're also fixing pro am and rec. Thank God, because every time I play pro am and rec, it's not smooth at all. The gameplay was not smooth for me at all. Every time I shot, it would delay like 2 seconds later and shoot. It was terrible. So I have not really liked rec this year, but stretch fours can just still flat out shoot, and especially with limitless range and deep range dead eye. They're absolutely just a cheese. If you definitely know how to shoot with your player, it's very, very, very hard to guard. So that is probably those two. I say lockdowns. I say lockdowns and a sharp or stretch four and a playmaking shot creator are probably your best bet. So if I make a play shot creator, I would say always make your play shot creator at the point guard. I don't see why to have it at the two guard. You can, but I'd rather make a play sharp at the two guard. So I would put shot creator playmaker or playmaking shot creator. He's 6'3", 6'4". Mine's 6'3". I would probably prefer 6'4". I think 180 weight, and I just had neutral arms, so it doesn't mess up my shooting. I can shoot as best as I can because I'm pretty sure when you max it all out, his three can be like 84 without boost or 83 without boost, and with boost is like 86 from 3 point line. So it's very very good. Um, Play shot creators are, in my opinion, the way to go for the point guard position. If you want to do that, you can also make a sharp. Um, Also, I feel like don't people shy away from making pure players. I think pure players are what 2K18 was trying to have. This 19 was trying to have this year. Excuse me. Have like a glass cleaner or like a pure playmaker or a pure shot creator or pure sharp because they I think they really wanted to specialize on just that pure ability. But I say a playmaking shot creator at the point guard, a lockdown defender, a lockdown I say a lockdown sharp. You can also make a lockdown slasher, but I say a lockdown sharp, or even a sharpshooting point forward, or a lockdown point forward. Any of those builds at the three position, from lockdown sharp to lockdown slasher to and a sharpshooting point forward or a pure point forward. I feel like any of those builds, I think any build at a three guard, you can just make ridiculously, and you can be successful with it out of those. So, like I said, anything with a lockdown basically in it, or a sharpshooting point forward, or a pure point forward at the three guard would just be, in my opinion, I think those are very successful builds that a lot of people are starting to kind of use now, but they should. I think more people should use them. At the two guard, I think pure sharps. Something scoring, something where you can score in it. I really don't think. I think the two guard should be more. I think the two and the four, depending on what you make of the four, but more of the two should be a pure player. So a pure point, a pure shooter, a pure slasher, um, a pure lockdown. But I would say a pure sharpshooter. But everybody kind of knows that to put at the two. Um, I think, and then for the four and five, you can kind of really do either or with it. I think glass cleaners are still OP. I started making a glass cleaner. I put him in the woodworks. I think I'm gonna keep working on him, but I think glass cleaners are very OP, especially with the takeover badge. When you get the takeover badge, they know when to miss. They basically automatically get every rebound, and you're knowing where the ball's being missed at, and you can still score with the putback king and everything. At the four position, I say a pure stretch four if you can shoot. Pure stretch fours, two-way stretch fours, two-way rebound, stretch four rebounder. I say, well, no matter what, or I say no matter what you have with the four or five, or more the four, you can put I would say mostly put a shooting in it. Um, like a post score stretch or even like a post scoring. If you want to do a post scoring rebounder, that works because they can still shoot. Post scoring is also another OP build, but I think this year you can really go anywhere with this and really be successful. I don't see, as long as you make, it's all about your height and weight. If you make the right height and the right weight for your player, you will do well. You just have to know how to play with your player. And then with the fives, stretches, rebounders, post scores, lockdowns, two ways, anything out the four or five will work as well. But that's just something that I've seen for the past few weeks, and just something that I've noticed with 2K as a whole. People always want to have the perfect build and do this and be a dribble god and what I'm saying, be a green all the time, but you got to really know how to use your build. Um, and another thing I think too is, for a tip for people, I think people should start really working in my career and going to their my court. Work on their my court stuff. Learn your moves, learn how to do moves, certain moves that work for you in your my court, and also in my career that you can now translate to the park or even pro am. Because people want to try new stuff at park and pro am and it just doesn't work. I think you should use the my career and your my court as your practice, and even the training facility. Those should be your practices about how you want to play and what you want to do going into, you know what I'm saying, with your new builds. So that's something like that. And as well, try to find. I know it's tough, but it's good because game chat is now back in the game, which I love. Um, Even with the opponents or your certain team, if you're streaking up with randoms, you gotta find a chemistry with people. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to be able to play threes or even rec with people that you know. You got to try to start building your foundation with people, because if you have chemistry with somebody, you will literally ball out. It's in one of my previous videos. I went on a 28 game win streak with one of my friends. He was a pure stretch. I think he's a rebound stretch four. He's a rebound stretch four. He was a 75 overall at the time. I was an 85 overall, and we were on a 30 game win streak on twos because our chemistry was so on tact. You know what I mean? We know how to pick and roll, pick and pop. I know when he's hot. He knows when I'm hot. With the mismatches, you know what I'm saying? You got to just know. You got to first trust in yourself and your build, and then you also need to trust in your teammate. Throughout that will really make you the most OP build. Um, and if you can't shoot, practice shooting. If you have a pure sharp, get your badges. That's another thing I meant to say as well. Get your badges. This year you can be a 98, you can be a 95 overall and still miss everything if you do not have your badges. You need to have your badges this year. Your badges are the most important thing. So you need to have your badges and have a shot that you're comfortable with, and just practice with it. You know what I mean? Go in your my court. You know what I mean? If you're on the phone or you're bored or whatever the case may be, you're waiting on people, just start shooting. You know what I'm saying? Work on things that you know that you're going to do in the park and master those things. That's, in my opinion, makes the better OP build. You can have all the archetype you want, but if you just don't know how to use the archetype, it's just not going to work. But that is all I really have. So that's going to be the video. I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys subscribe again, and I hope these were helpful tips for you and if you're new to 2K, or if you're a returning player and you just want to start off right, because I know everybody wants to have the goated park record. If you guys do enjoy this video, hopefully you guys got something out of it, and hopefully if you guys have any other questions, feel free to join me in the stream or comment below, and I'll answer as many questions as I can. But until then, guys, y'all stay smooth, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.